From the hollers and hills of West Virginia, it's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so we got our Prevegenics boxes in today. So I was in a rush to get out the door when I got them, so I just wanted to, I couldn't do a video on them, but now I can. So they sent me a dozen hats, Prevegenic hats. All right, really nice hats. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hats left, and I'll do a giveaway. And I also got these big measuring cups right here. Really nice looking measuring cups. See? Big measuring cups. So anyhow, probably going to do a giveaway for a measuring cup and a hat. All right? A couple measuring cups and a couple hats. So I'll stay tuned for that. Probably will happen next week. All right, so let's see what's in this big box here. Jay, go get my knife if you don't mind, sir. Okay. Now, I just want my big one. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Thank you.
A couple more measuring cups.
Yep, so in here we've got 2 more measuring cups. They're big too, man. I mean, they're big old measuring cups. Look at them. They're real nice built too. You can see their ounces, 64 ounces, 2,000 milliliters. Very nice, durable, filling measuring cups. I gotta get out to the greenhouse here in just a minute because it appears that the freeze last night has maybe hurt my pumpkin plants. Not really a big fan of that. Let me get my tripod and we'll open these up. All right, guys, so what we have here is the Opulent Blends pure L-amino acids suitable for organic gardening, foliar applications. So what I'll do is I'll read the back here. Directions: apply 1 ounce per gallon, spray until runoff. Guaranteed analysis is soil amending ingredients, L-amino acids, 8.856%. Purpose is to increase plant growth by foliar applying pure L-amino acids. All right, now this is the Opulent Blends, which is the sister company to Prevegenics. And anyhow, what we want is to see if...
Yeah, put it a little lower.
Oh, what we want is to see if this is like our fish emulsions. We know that fish emulsions have a lot of amino acids. This has got several in it, and there's several more that we're looking for. And as giant growers, we need amino acids and a lot of them. So I wanted to try this out. I want to see the benefits of it. I want to see if just running pure amino acids versus running fish emulsions will do, you know, what the effects are. Okay, so we're going to try this one out. And again, it's Opulent Blends. You can check them out at opulentblends.net. Okay, opulentblends.net. You can check them out and you can buy this product right from them. So that's product number 1. Product number 2 is, okay, so stick it right there so y'all can check it out the whole time. This is Prevegenics product here, and this is the Enhanced Microbes, Mobile Microbes Plus. Okay, now I was very intrigued when I seen this because I was like, man, that sounds really good. All right, and here's some of the stuff that's in it, the guaranteed analysis. Okay, you got Prevegenics live yeast, and it's 332.5 billion CFU 100 grams. Okay, so then you got lactobacillus or bacillus. I don't remember how to pronounce that word. Anyways, it's something else that we have in our growing in our dirt, and this is 20 million CFUs per 100 grams, and I'll spell that word for you. It's LACTOBACCILLUS, species. Okay, so go check them out. I'll even put it right here, so you guys can see it, how to spell it. All right. The other thing that it has is hydrolyzed soy protein. Hydrolyzed soy protein. All right, get them. Soil, and it's 6% on that. You got soluble kelp extract is 4%, and soluble molasses powder at 10%. Okay, so not only are they giving you the yeast, and they're giving you the lactobacillus. All right, they're also giving you stuff to feed them. All right, because that molasses will feed things that are in your soil, your different bacterias and funguses and stuff. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And here's what it is on your soil applications. And yes, it's a very small. It's 4 ounces. Comes in a 4-ounce bag. It's as big as you can get it, and it's 100 grams. Anyways, here's what it says. Directions for it. Soil applications. Plants. You apply 1 teaspoon of Mobile Microbes Plus powder, 6 inches every 2 to 3 months, and water thoroughly after applications. And then you can do your trees. You can do your fruit trees, your nut trees, or I guess maybe even just regular trees if you want to. But if you're growing any good, fruit trees or nut trees, you want to apply this. And you can apply 2 tablespoons of Mobile Microbe Plus powder, 6 inches every 2 to 3 months, and water thoroughly after application. So your plants is 1 teaspoon, your trees are 2 tablespoons, all right? And so I really think that this stuff here is going to be some pretty good product, and can't wait to try this out this evening. I went out there and looked at my plants just a minute ago, and man, they're freaking. One of them looks about dead. I'm pretty upset about that, but we're gonna we'll revive it. We're gonna get this stuff on it. We're gonna get them revived, and I'm gonna put a great big old heater in there. If I have to, I'll put 2 or 3 heaters in there. We're gonna keep them. We're gonna keep it alive, man. Keep it alive. There's another bag of the Microbes Plus right there. So. Set the other card there. Let's see here. Microbes Plus. Yep. Microbe Plus. All right. Something different. Okay, that's good. What's the problem?
Nothing, is just helping.
So, Opulent Blends. This is the Opulent being copper. Okay. And when we're growing, we need copper. Copper is fundamental not only in the soil, but it's fundamental on the plant because they got fungicides that are copper fungicides and all that stuff. So copper benefits our plants in very, very big ways. And having copper in your soil and being able to apply just copper at the right amounts, because a lot of times as growers, we don't have a copper like this, okay? It's hard to find just a pure copper like this. All right, and we're out here running, and we're getting pool copper for our you know, our in-ground or above-ground pools, and we're using it, you know, and we're adjusting to our tissue samples or our soil tests, and we're just, you know, oh, well, a little dab of that'll do you, you know, just a little touch of copper. Well, we don't know if we went over on the copper. We don't know if we went under on the copper. We have no idea. We just throw a little copper in there and we say, okay, it's good. And it does work. But at the same time, when you have a product like this and you can take that copper and you say, okay, I know how much copper this is. I got the bottle, I got the label, and I got an amount that I can give, okay, based upon the label. And then you can correct that based upon your growing, then you have a good product, okay, and somebody that's willing to do it for you, okay. So on the back of this, you know, on your plants, you're going to apply 0.32 fluid ounces, that's 2 teaspoons, per every 1 gallon, every 2 to 3 weeks or as needed. Spray very fine mist. You apply it on your lawns as well, and I just think it's going to be good. Your copper is a 12% analysis, okay? It's derived from copper amino acid complex. All right, so Opulent Blends, again, go check them out, opulentblends.net. Get you some copper, okay? And hey, guys, if you guys go and you go to the websites and you're going to buy anything, let me know. Let me know that you're going to buy something. Tell me, you know, maybe message me or email me, and let me know that you're going to be buying some of these products. And just, you know, that way I know, and I can maybe let them know that you're buying from them, and that you're a fellow giant grower, or even if you're just a regular grower, let me know. This is Prevegenics Zinc Boron. As y'all know, zinc and boron both are very important to us as growers. Okay, the boron for a giant pumpkin, I mean, it's crazy insane the amount of boron that a pumpkin plant will use in a year, okay? And here's the thing. Most common growers, okay, if you go ask Joe from down the road what he does with his garden, Joe says, well, I went and I got me a blue bag of fertilizer, Miracle Grow, and I tossed it on my stuff and it produced all this. And then you say, well, it looks great, Joe. You know, you're doing wonderful. Everything looks immaculate and this, that, and the other. And 2 to 3 years from then, you go down the road and Joe's struggling. Joe can't get his garden to do right. It's not as beautiful and as lush. And you say, well, Joe, what'd you do? You know, what's going on? Well, it's got to be this or it's got to be that. He never blames the fertilizer, okay? He never blames the very thing that got him that first year growing good and looking good. He never blames it because he never knows to look at that as the problem. It's got to be something else. It's got to be a pest. It's got to be a blight. It's got to be a water issue. It's got to be this, that, and the other. I mean, we've all heard it, right? The problem with that is when you use the blue stuff, okay, you're pumping salt into that ground every time you use it. And I was guilty of this for many, many years. And every time you pump salt into that ground, you're going to start restricting the amount of nutrients that plant can uptake because there's too much salt in the ground. Eventually, it'll get to the point where you can't grow nothing at all. It'll be barren until you correct it. And the thing is once salt's in the ground, how do you get that salt out of the ground? Okay? So, but anyhow, they don't know anything about zinc. They don't know anything about boron. And that's where I was trying to go with this. They don't know that you can use copper. They don't know that you can use amino acids. They don't know that you can use zinc and boron. They don't even know what this stuff is. They don't even know that plants really need it. They think that all that they need is dirt and a little bit of blue stuff, okay? And this stuff here is the combine of zinc and boron, and I love that because it's something that the plants need and they crave, and you can get it all at one whack right here, okay? And you'll see some other things in here that have boron with it, okay? And that's fine. You just got to make sure that you're working it out for you and how you do it, okay? You can poison your plants with boron. Let me just go on ahead and say that, all right? But at the same time, they need a lot of boron. So you watch your plants, write your journal of how much boron you use and when you use it, and this can really help you out a lot, this zinc boron mix. So this is the Certified Prevegenics, and you can check them out at certifiedprevegenics.com. Again, let me know if you're buying any of these products, and just let me know what you're going to get, okay? So anyhow, the directions for this is 2.5 fluid ounces, 5 tablespoons, okay, per gallon of water, spray in a fine mist every 2 to 3 weeks as needed. Guaranteed analysis of 6% zinc and 2.5% boron. All right, and it's derived from zinc amino acid complex and sodium tetraborate glucophenonate complex. I think I said that right. Anyhow, but this is, I can't wait to try this out. You know what I've been using for boron this year? I've been using 20 mule team borax, which is a boron. And a lot of people don't know that borax is a boron, and you can use it on your plants. Again, back to the same thing with the copper thing. I use a little bit, and I don't know if I'm using the correct amount or not, because I don't really know what's in 20 mule team borax, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I don't know, but now I know. I know what kind of boron I got. I know what kind of zinc I got. Now, this is Opulent Blends magnesium. Let me tell you something. So, a few years back, I had, the first year I planted here, I planted a bunch of stuff, and I put out a ton of magnesium for some reason. I just had a bunch of it laying around, and I threw it out there on the garden. All right, and let me tell you something, and you can ask my wife. I had the craziest peppers and tomato plants you ever seen in your life. I planted that stuff in July, okay? That's when I got it in the ground, and the deer would eat it down to the ground, okay? And they did that 4 or 5 different times, but by the time September rolled around, the end of September, beginning of October, I had so many tomatoes and so many pepper plants, and I contributed it to the fact that I had loads of magnesium in the ground, because I had it and I just threw it in there. So from then on, I've always put a little bit of magnesium beside every plant, and I've always had good luck with that, and it works. Well, this is better, because now I can give it to them at a rate and an application every week, 2 weeks, every day if I need to, which would be spoon feeding. If you ever hear me say spoon feeding, that means I'm out there every day giving them plants a little bit of it every day, okay? And what I do, I'll decrease the rate based upon this application that's given here, and feed them a little bit every day throughout the week. So anyhow, this is for plants. You need to apply 1.28 fluid ounces, which is 2.5 tablespoons per gallon of water every 2 to 3 weeks as needed. Spray in a fine mist. You can also do your lawns. And it is guaranteed analysis magnesium of 6.1%. It's derived from magnesium amino acid complex. All right, so again, Opulent Blends, go check them out. Get you some of that magnesium. The next thing we got here is Opulent Blends calcium. Now, I cannot tell you how much calcium I went through this year. Okay, guys? I went through about 100 pounds of calcium nitrate. Okay? Several bottles of CalMag. Okay? And these plants, especially your giants, love the calcium. They crave the calcium. It's almost like you just never can give them enough. All right? So, pumpkins desire it a lot. Butternut squashes desire it a lot. And tomatoes desire a lot of calcium. I know many of you have heard, well, if you've got, some sort of problem with your tomato plants, give them some calcium, and sometimes that helps them out. And it's true, it does. Now, not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes you got another issue and it's blocking out, and they're not able to receive that nutrition. And you can give them a little bit of the salt. What kind of Epsom salt? Okay, and then sometimes that helps them be able to correct the issue at a root level and be able to suck up that calcium that they're needing. All right, and that's the only way that the Epsom salt fixes the problem, is that they'll fix a root problem, and then they're able to suck it up. But if you're getting blossom end rot, you got a calcium problem. Okay, a lot of times, and this is Opulent Blends calcium, and it is the application rate is apply 1.28 fluid ounces, which is 38 ml per gallon. Spray a fine mist. You can also put it on your line or on your lawns, and it's guaranteed analysis of 10% calcium, and it's derived from calcium amino acid complex. All right, guys. So you just, this is going to be good. This is going to be systemic as systemic can get. Okay, so like for me, I was going out there and I was applying the calcium nitrate to the ground. Well, the calcium nitrate, even if you put it and it was water soluble, okay, sometimes it still takes a little while for that water soluble to be able to work through the ground and be able to get sucked up, right, by the plant. Well, being this is very systemic, all of these products are systemic, okay? The rates on these are crazy. So this right here is going to get through the plant and all up into the plant and through the whole plant, I mean, in a very, very fast manner and be a whole lot more effective, okay? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for efficacy, not something that, you know, we apply and we get a little bit of results. We want to get the best results for our plants. And if you're a giant grower like me, you want to get, you know, you're not necessarily, some of you are, but you're not necessarily competitive, you know, throughout the grow. You're trying to just grow the best you can and get the best that you can. You want that personal best. You want to see how big you can achieve, and you try to get the best products to achieve that. And we want stuff that is very systemic. That way our plants can soak it up good. And this stuff is, all these products I'm showing you are very, very systemic. So also check that out, the calcium from Opulent Blends. Here is nickel. Very, very, look, I didn't know this, all right? But did y'all know that nickel helps you suck up more nitrogen? So if you're heavy on your nickel, or you know, just level on your nickel, whichever you want, you know, you can be a little touch over, you know. But if you're good on your nickel level, okay, or maybe a touch over on your nickel level, the nickel will help your plant suck up more nitrogen. In the beginning of the year, as giant growers, we are trying to get our plant to suck up as much nitrogen as plant possible, okay? We want that plant to grow vigorously and just get as big as possible and spread out those secondaries as fast as it can. Because here's the thing, the faster that plant can grow to a big size, 12 foot or bigger, okay, and get its secondaries out and big, okay, the faster you as a grower are likely to set fruit. And when you set that fruit, you got a big plant behind that fruit to push that fruit along through the growing season. So, and that's what we're looking for, right? So with nickel, and being that it helps you suck in that nitrogen a lot quicker and at a bigger rate, you could go from pollinating, you know, mid-June, early July. Okay, you could take those pollinations, and if this is going to suck up the nitrogen and get that plant bigger and quicker, you can get your pollination dates even closer. Okay, so you might be able to get in a first week of June pollination or something, and add another 2 weeks to that grow time. All right, so then you got a bigger pumpkin that staying on the vine a longer amount of time, a healthier plant, and sucking up more nitrogen. And look, guys, we don't cut off the nitrogen. You know, we slow the nitrogen down. As pumpkin growers, we will slow that nitrogen down. The first couple weeks that pumpkin is on the vine, we slow the nitrogen down. But when that pumpkin gets to a certain size and we feel it's the right time, we start pushing nitrogen back in that ground for that plant, because that plant's going to need it, that nitrogen level up high, to survive and to continue to thrive and grow. If it's anything like me, I needed it because it actually, that nitrogen revived my plant. When all my old stuff had died back, the vines were still alive, and the vines produced new secondaries and tertiaries and all that stuff, right? And quaduceraries or whatever they're called. Okay, so nickel can help that function and help you guys grow a longer time, grow a faster, a healthier plant, bigger stems, bigger stumps, everything, all right? Which all in turn creates more flow to the pumpkin, more energy to the pumpkin, everything, or you know, whatever, even your tomatoes or whatever it is that you're growing giant, you know, your watermelons, your cantaloupes, your long gourds, your bushel gourds, your marrows, everything, all right, guys? Nickel would be key to getting you a bigger and healthier plant through nitrogen uptake. So get you some of that from Opulent Blends as well. No, this is taking quite a bit of time, but we'll want to go through everything very, very good. All right, so this is Opulent Blends Almighty Iron, all right? And, Opulent Blend Almighty Iron, all right? And here's the thing for it. For vegetables, you want to do 0.16 fluid ounces, which is 1 teaspoon per gallon, spray a fine mist. For trees, you can do 0.32, which is 2 teaspoons per gallon, all right? For plants, you can do 0.16, which is 1 teaspoon. And this is a guaranteed analysis of 12%, and it's from ferrous amino acid complex. Iron is important for our plants, all right, guys? And it's very hard to get a good chelated systemic iron, all right, guys? It's just the facts are the facts, okay? My first year was in 2020, and no, I did not grow a giant. I didn't have the proper genetics to grow a giant. I did try, but the genetics just weren't there in the store-bought seeds. I was lucky to get a 30-pound pumpkin. But I did think that I had some chlorosis, and I needed to get the iron up. And the only iron that I could find that was available was a pelleted iron that was slow release and everything. And I just... I read other people's stuff, and I looked at some other things that were available that I had seen, and I just didn't like any of it. So I went on ahead and I went with the pelleted form, and it just never did turn out. The plant ended up dying. That specific one died and everything. Whereas I believe that if I would have had something that was chelated like this, or chelated, whatever you call it, however you call it, all right, and was systemic like these products are, I think I would have had a better year. Do I think I would have grew a bigger pumpkin? Probably not. Maybe 50 pounds, if that, but I don't think it would have been nothing huge. All right. But I believe, because the genetics just were just not there, okay? But I do believe I would have had healthier and better plants, and that's what we're looking for in almighty iron. Iron is essential to getting your plants growing good and looking good. They'll turn really dark green, and that just helps with everything, your photosynthesis and everything. I mean, when you go to look up iron and all the effects that iron has on your plants, you'll be amazed and shocked at what iron does for your stuff. And having the correct amount of iron in your soil or going, pushing it through on your plant through foliar feeding, however you decide to do it, you really need iron in those plants. They need it and they crave it. And it just helps them be a better plant, a healthier plant, and lasting longer plant. Okay, so... let's see here. What do we got next? I think I'm going to open up this one here. I think this right here is the infamous Cow Mag, I believe, that I had used this year. Same kind of bottle, if it ain't. Okay, no, this is the Prevegenics microgenetics, okay? And that's fine. We look at this. And this is some good stuff too, okay? So microgenetics, it's 0.75% complex with amino acids, all right? And this bottle right here makes 60 gallons, okay, guys? This bottle will make 60 gallons, all right? And so like when we're drenching our stuff, we could take this. And, I know we drench usually with like 275-gallon IBC totes, so we would have to have several of these, okay, at our disposal, because it does 60 up to 60 gallons. So we would have to have several of them at our disposal, but nevertheless, we could get it. This right here, what it has in it is magnesium at 75%, manganese at 75%, calcium at 75%, 0.75%. It's 0.75%, so it's 0.75%, all right? So like 0.75%. Zinc in 0.75%, copper, boron, nickel, iron. Okay, all the things that we just looked at, this has micro, okay? So the reason why I wanted this is there's times when we don't need all that stuff at a high rate, at the rates that are given in these bottles right here. We just might want to feed a little bit of this. So say we give this stuff, say we give everything that we just looked at, okay, all these products that we just looked at today, all right? Well, come the end of this week, beginning in or next, let's say the day was a Monday, okay, and not a Thursday. And say on Monday you give your stuff all the things we talked about at the rates that we talked about that are on the back of the bottle. And come Friday or the following Monday, you think that you're not really ready to give that a full dose of everything to your plant again, but you think your plant needs some of it. So you pull this microgenetics out and you say, hey, I'm going to foliar feed microgenetics to my plant this week. And then next week, I'll go back through and give them a healthy dose of all the things we just talked about that are in the microgenetics. That's what microgenetics is for, I think. That's my belief. That's what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use it for the off weeks or the times that I'm not feeding as heavily on these other products, but I know that my plant's still using them and still eating away at it. That way, this will help me to not overfeed them one of them other products, and it will help me to not let my soil or my plant fall under a good sustainable level with this product, if that makes sense. Okay, guys? So that's the Microgenetics by Prevegenics. And when I seen that, I thought, man, that's perfect for the off weeks and the times that I'm not feeding really heavily the other products to my plants. Now, here is the famous CalMag. This right here is the stuff I use. And let me tell you guys something about this CalMag. I will forever stand by this CalMag no matter what. And here's why. At the beginning of the year, I went out and I bought Blue Planet CalMag, okay? And I used that entire bottle of Blue Planet CalMag in like a week or two. It was no time. And that big old bottle, that big bottle of Blue Planet was gone. And I thought that CalMag was a gimmick set up by the companies that sold it so that they could reap profit off of growers that thought it was doing something for their plants, okay, or their fruits. I really thought that. I thought, well, this is just a gimmick. There's nothing, nothing in it that does anything. It's probably just water and some kind of fragrance in it and daggone food coloring, right? And I got to talking and looking and everything and doing my research a lot more on the CalMag. I did realize that if there was a legitimate CalMag out there, that it would definitely work and definitely was worth looking into getting a good one that would help my plants and my fruit. All right. So I start looking around and I run across Prevegenics and their CalMag. All right. Their mobile CalMag. And guys, this stuff is very systemic. It works. I know it works because within a week of using this, I could tell a difference in my plant. I could tell a difference in my fruit. And I knew it was doing something, okay? And I could give this at a rate a lot more than what the bottle says. Now, don't you go doing what I do. You test this stuff out for yourself. You apply it the way the back of the bottle says, and you adjust accordingly, okay? But here's what's in it. Nitrogen is 4%, calcium 4%, magnesium 4%. It's derived from magnesium amino acid complex and calcium amino acid complex. All right, guys. I really believe that this stuff is good stuff. I believe that it works. The application rate is 10 milliliters or 1 fluid ounce per gallon of water. Spray fine mist. And for best results, apply every 2 weeks. Now, guys, I was feeding this stuff a lot. I mean a lot, okay? I very rarely use the measuring. I usually went over here, opened this end up, and measured it out in a bigger cup. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it works, okay? It works. Because I could give that stuff a big dose today, and I could give it a big dose next week, and I could tell the difference every time I gave it, okay? Now, I did start out giving it this, but what I was doing when I would do this side over here, I would give it, like 2 of these per gallon of water, and I would do it every day. Now, toward the end of the season, when I was running low on this, okay, I started doing that again. I started going back and, filling this up twice, doing 2 of them per gallon of water, and then foliar feeding it. And my butternut, I did that too, and I foliar fed the butternut I think every day with this stuff, at least once. And I was foliar feeding that plant 2 to 3 times a day at the end of the year to get that giant butternut grown. But I do believe in this stuff. Whereas that Blue Planet stuff, I'm not going to sit here and bash it, but I didn't have any results with it. I had no success with it. Okay, and this was the next one that I went to, and I got results. I got success, and that's the only thing I can speak on is what I got off of this versus what I didn't get off of the other one. I kind of relate it to the way that mycorrhizas are done anymore. People put inoculant on there, or they'll claim this or claim that on the back of the bag for the mycorrhiza, and the mycorrhizas, you'll buy them and they just aren't doing anything. You know, you don't notice anything different or nothing. And if you go back to the beginning of the videos, way back earlier this year, you'll see that one whole row of mycorrhiza I did not give to one whole row of tomato plants. And that row of tomato plants did nothing all year. They literally did nothing. They just sat there. They didn't want to grow, couldn't hardly grow. While my other ones got sick, some of them died, but the majority of those tomato plants recovered. And by the time that frost had hit, I had done revived those plants. They looked just as healthy as they did, you know, back in June and July. All right, before they got sick in late July, beginning of August. So, you know, like I say, I know that we don't have a mycorrhiza here, but hopefully we will get mycorrhiza, and I'm hoping that we can, you know, hopefully I can help them and we can achieve some of the best mycorrhiza on the market, because I do believe in mycorrhiza and the way it works and the way it helps and everything that it does. So anyhow, but there are a lot of, if you're not careful, what I was going to say, if you're not careful, you can get taken advantage of buying mycorrhizas, because some of them don't have anything in them. I mean, they're just nothing at all. All right, so this is another bottle of magnesium. Let me push all those off of here. Another bottle of magnesium. Now, there was one thing that they said they could not fit in the box, so that'll be here probably Friday, and it is my Bloom, my Opulent Blends Bloom. It'll be here Friday, I would say, and we'll go over that as well. This is the calcium again. Another thing in my calcium. Because trust me, guys, we're going to be feeding. I got plants to feed this year, out there this winter, so we're going to get it done. Pure amino acids, L-aminos. There's some more stuff I got to talk about now. So don't you guys worry. Don't you worry a bit. Another pure amino. Make sure I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about the reasoning, some of the reasoning behind it. Okay, yeah, so here's Opulent Blend Boron, strictly boron, okay. Did I have one of those yet? I don't think I have one of them not yet. Oops. Nope, I didn't have one of these yet. So this is just the boron. Guys, again, boron is essential to plant growth. Pumpkins love boron. They just decimate boron. So if you're going to be having it, you want to do it the right way. You don't want to just add a little bit here and there of 20 mule team boron when you got this kind of stuff at your fingertips. Okay, and all this stuff is good stuff from best of I can research, and it's very systemic and it's very good. I've talked to the people that are at Prevegenics. Great people. I love their desire to help growers get bigger and better plants. All right, guys, and they try their best to make sure that this stuff is the best. They, where other people market their products and everything, Prevegenics takes all the money that would be used for marketing, and they put very little into marketing, and they put it all into research and product. Okay. So just so you guys know that, I've been told that right from the horse's mouth, all right, guys? And I believe it because who all of us know about Prevegenics, right? This is great stuff, but none of us really know much about it because they're not really advertising much, but they do have great products because they do put the time in to research it, develop it, and make it, and be able to turn it into something good and tweak it, all right? So anyways, plant directions on here are 1.28 fluid ounces, which is 2.5 tablespoons per gallon of water every 2 to 3 weeks, or as needed, and spray a fine mist. The boron and guaranteed analysis is 4.5%, and it's derived from sodium tetraborate, glucoheptanate, blah, 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 blah. Just that, whatever that word is, okay? I'll type it out right here. All right, so there you go. Anyhow, there it is. Opulent Blends boron. All right, now what do we got here? What do we got? Yes, sir. Here, I'm excited about this product right here. Very, very excited, because if it's anything like that CalMag, this stuff here is going to rock, boys and girls. Anyhow, this is liquid compost, guys. I am like through the roof about a liquid compost. And you're like, well, what's the big deal with liquid compost? Well, liquid compost, let me just read y'all what's in this. The ingredients is worm tea, aerobic microbes, trace amounts of zinc, copper, magnesium, manganese, calcium, nitrate, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, iron, boron, sulfur, molybdenum, amino acids, and carbohydrates and vitamins. All right, guys. The directions are the same amount for all growth stages. Watering the plants, dilute 1 fluid ounces per gallon of water and apply to your plant and your soil. All right, so yeah, and then you can take this stuff and put it on your compost pile. It says compost starter, dilute 4 ounces per gallon of water and apply to your compost. So you can take this and start your own compost pile. Get your stuff going, you know, get a big heap of everything, right? Apply this to it, and it'll start breaking down everything and help that stuff turn into compost quicker for you. All right, guys? So here's, it's got 10 plus vitamins in it. There's microbes in it. I mean, it's just, I'm excited to try this stuff. I really want to see what it'll do for me. All right, and that worm tea sounds like to me like liquid worm castings almost, you know. And let me tell you, I've seen guys that put worm castings on their stuff, and they get beautiful, healthy, gorgeous looking plants, very vibrant and everything. So I am excited about the Prevegenics liquid compost. All right, guys, go get you a bottle of that today. All right, because I think it would work wonders. All right, I really do. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. There's me another bottle of it right there. Liquid compost. You're going to find out with me. We're going to put it on there together. All right, guys. We got some plants out there we got to revive. There's me another bottle of CalMag right there. And we got to get them plants out there revived. Now, this right here is Prevegenics MKP, which is pure monopotassium phosphate. All right, guys. Those of you who know plants, you know you need your potassium for your end of your growth, and you need your phosphorus for the beginning of your growth, okay? Or toward like the middle part of your growth. You need nitrogen, then you need phosphorus for your roots, and then you need, you know, your potassium for your fruit, okay? And this is pure mono potassium phosphate, all right, guys? And here is the, I'm going to start putting this on, like, say next year, we get ready for the grow, okay? Well, I'm going to start putting a little bit of this down in the soil first, all right? Till it in real good, put my plants in, and start letting it, you know, work, all right? And then I'll start feeding it a little bit throughout the whole season, okay? And this stuff here, this is the same thing right here, all right? Just put it right there. But anyhow, this is guaranteed analysis of available phosphate is 52%, and your soluble potash is 34%. So we got a good amount of potassium there. The directions is the same for all growth. Application rate is mix a ½ ounce per gallon of water, spray fine mist. Soil applications is mix 1 pound per gallon of water. Mix 1 pound per gallon of water on your soil applications. All right, guys. So anyhow, we're gonna start using this. And then it says, you know, do not use with basic metal sulfate, strongly alkaline materials such as hydrate lime and lime sulfur or spray oils. All right, guys. But yeah, I believe that this stuff right here is going to be a game changer to the way that I get to grow, not just during the wintertime, but especially next spring and summer on into next fall. So lastly, I want to just show you right here that these are my signs for Prevegenics. All right, guys, we got Prevegenics signs, and these right here these are just our temporary signs for right now, but I like them. I like the way they look, like the way they feel. I really appreciate that from Prevegenics. Prevegenics is a great company, guys. I encourage each and every one of you to go out there and buy some stuff from them. All right, guys. Because like I say, if I didn't believe in something, if I didn't think it was worth something, I would not tell you guys anything about it. If I thought it was garbage, I'm gonna tell you it's garbage, and I'm gonna act accordingly to it. All right, I'm just not gonna use it. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna promote it. So you know, I mean, this just is what it is. But I am going to use this stuff. I am going to promote this stuff because I've used it. I like it. I believe in it. And I want you guys to have success like I've had success, and I want you to use it and believe in it as well. All right, so we're going to put this stuff up. We're going to go outside. I'm going to get the heater and everything. We're going to go out there and put the heater in the greenhouse. I'm going to show you the damage that we received through last night, and we're going to see if we can't correct some of this because it is bad. All right, guys, so there's the plants. They were looking beautiful, and they got smacked last night. I mean, smacked, walloped badly. See, even got these here. You can't have that. It's just not gonna work. So, don't really know what to do. That could lower the lights on the plants down. Could do that. Would help some maybe. But that one there got walloped hard. This one here, not so bad. Just can't believe it frosted through the freaking plastic. Tomato plant got butchered. So I mean, it must have been super cold in here. I mean, 'cause there's the tomato plant. So I need to get the thermometer in here. We'll get that real quick. Put in here, and we'll see how cool it's getting throughout the night tonight. Guys, so sorry about the lighting. It's going to be pretty bad here for just a little bit, but go ahead and show you what we're going to do here. Got my Prevegenics cup here. We're going to put some Prevegenics amino acids, CalMag, liquid compost, and microgenics in it, as well as some of our mobile microbes plus. So we'll put all that inside of here, in this right here, and then we're gonna give it to them horrible looking pumpkin plants that are almost dead because of the frost. But we fixed that as well, and I'll show you that too. So let's get that done. Okay, guys, here we go. Oh, need the nickel. Hang on a minute. Gotta get the nickel. Alright, so this is just for right now. The little bit of stuff I'm going to give them today. And then on Saturday, I'm going to see how they're acting, see how they're responding. Hopefully with the heat that I got going on. No, you cannot. It's very cold. No, we're not doing this. I'm videoing. No. Sorry about that. She's trying to come out here. It's freezing cold. I got a bigger heater out there in the greenhouse now, so hopefully between both of those heaters going and the soil cables, everything should be a-okay. Shouldn't have no more troubles out of frost, I'm hoping. So we shall see. And if it happens, I'll just plant them again and start again. So I mean, it is what it is, right? So we won't give up. We will grow a 200 to 400 pound pumpkin out of there if we can help it. I'm gonna shake this up, and says to apply 2 teaspoons. All right, so I've got a tablespoon there and a quarter of a teaspoon. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. Give them 1 teaspoon because I'm going to apply this between 2 gallons. So that's what I'll do. Give that nickel give it 1 teaspoon, or 1 tablespoon of the copper. I'm gonna be doing that for 2 gallons of water. Next thing here is gonna be the amino acids. Oop, man, I'm not tightening the lids up good enough or what? Oh, they're on there tight. This says 1 ounce per gallon, and then spray it till runoff. I'm going to put it in to a sprayer, and we'll spray it. It's a 2-gallon sprayer. I'm gonna give it that. Give it 3 tablespoons. Maybe I gotta take all this stuff off of the lids. All right, here's the liquid compost. Look, you guys follow the directions on the back, okay? Liquid compost. There's 30 ml. Okay, and do it again. So I'm gonna give 60 milliliter. That's 30 milliliters per gallon. All right, now here is the. Boy, I tell you, this is the Prevegenics Micro Genics. We'll give it 60 as well. Okay. Oh, got that tied all tight. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys. So now we're going to do the cow mag. Make sure the lids are tight. Shake it up. Now this stuff I will also do 30 on, just to start them plants out on it. All right, there we go. Now let's move our happy little selves on out. Oh, nope, can't forget this. I think we're just going to apply that to the ground. Yeah, soil application. It's going to plant it straight to the ground. So take this out with us, and maybe it's so dang on tight you can't hardly seal it. Okay. Okay, it's sealed, I think. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go on out here and do what we do. Absolutely beautiful out there. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Gorgeous. Let's see here. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so I've sprayed a little bit on here, and now I'm going to water in the 2-liter bottle over is full. We've sprayed them and they've dried. Now we're going to water in our microbes. Let's see if I got it in my pocket still. Yep, we're going to water in our Mobile Microbes Plus. So let's get that done, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you updates daily, and tomorrow I'll come in here and I'll dress up everything else. I'll do the pepper, like I've already put Microbe Plus on all the plants that are in this, okay? But tomorrow, excuse me, I'll come in and I'll give them a mix of what I think they need. Like the tomato plant over there that got frosted, we'll see what it needs. I'll cut off all the dead stuff on this plant right here and all the dead stuff on that plant over there. And we'll water in, we'll drench them on their roots with something as well tomorrow. So let's get that done. Right now I'm going to water it in. I'm using hot water because I do not want to shock my roots, because they're probably warm because they're down there on that heat cable. And that's probably the only reason why this plant's still alive, to be honest with you, is because of that. And I'm going to get up here on these roots as well and give them a little something just to help them out. You know, maybe they'll produce enough good stuff, to good roots and everything to run and do a little bit better and get away from that end over there. That end is what's bad. I think it's too close. Maybe I think I planted too close to the side of the plastic, and that's probably what hurt me. So I'm gonna water up here as well, get all this watered in. This plant was bigger, so it should do a lot better. I had the other ones, they got hit with some frost and they survived. A lot of them did, so they should be some pretty durable plants, and they should survive whatever hits them. So a little bit more over here to it. Get it watered in good, because it's what the roots are everywhere on these plants. They go everywhere. So I mean, you could do a big ring like that, and I guarantee you the roots are everywhere you're watering. So give the rest of it to this one over here. Yeah, it looks like it's super hot, but it's not. I mean, it's warm, but it's not super hot. It just, I guess maybe because it says it's 60 in here. Yeah, I'm hoping to get it warmer. Yeah, the door's been opened up on it for about an hour now. I've had the door opened up in here and everything. So I'm hoping, the heater being there. I got the heater there running. Got it set on 72 or 73, something like that. Maybe 75. Let's check it. Yep, 75. Got it set on 75, all right? So that should keep these plants warm now, all right? And this one over here, it's running to keep this stuff over here warmed and keep it fending off any of the bad stuff. So with 2 heaters running in here, no matter how cold it gets, I should be able to keep these plants alive and the frost knocked off. Like I say, it's very, very cold outside, and it says it's 60 degrees in here. So I mean, that's good. So anyhow, guys, that's what we got for today. Sorry there's not been a lot of videos. Sorry that this one was kind of short as well, but I wanted to, and maybe boring to some of y'all, but I wanted to show you some of the products that I'm going to be using right now throughout the winter time and on in through next year, through the summer, spring and summer next year. I'm gonna be using all this stuff on all my plants, and y'all's gonna get to see. What's really gonna be exciting is to see how these plants, now that they've gotten hurt, okay, by the cold, how the nutrients help them respond in healing and growing out of this, okay? Because make no doubt about it, these plants are hurt. They're hurt bad, okay? They're young plants. They're hurt bad. It would be this is the same scenario you would get in the spring. Let's say you plant spring, frost is supposedly over in your area. You get a cold snap, frost happens. We get it a lot here in West Virginia. We won't have any frost for a long time. The fruit trees and stuff will bloom. People set their garden out, and then for some reason, the end of May, beginning of June, a cold snap will come through, and we'll actually get a night of frost, and it'll kill just about everything. And people have to start over. Fruit trees won't end up with any fruit on them because of it. So this right here is a typical scenario you would see as a giant grower that has went out, put the plant out. He's took off his grow tent. The grow tent is something that we put over our plants early in the year to keep frost away and at bay, and to keep the soil temps up in the 60s and 70s. We need 65-degree temps for soil, so it's just imperative that they have that. So anyhow, this scenario right here would be a grower took his grow tent off. He thinks he's in the clear, and one night a cold snap happens and it frosts and gets his plant, right? So this would be that typical scenario, and or maybe it frosts so hard that it gets through the grow tent, and because the leaves were touching or something. That happens as well. Okay, growers are prone to accidents just like anybody else. So anyways, this would be what would happen, and I want to see how strong these plants can come out of it using Prevegenic products, using the stuff that I know is you know, the cow mag. I know it was great, so I have high hopes in the rest of this stuff, and I want to see if it will help growing it out. So it'll be good to see from here on out, plus those microbes I just put in the ground. I'm sure this ground has little to no microbes in it, very little, you know, biology in there at all. Probably no good bacteria or no good fungus in it. I didn't have any mycorrhiza to plant in, or no, yes I did. I had that little bag of mycos left over there. It had a little bit left that I could plant in, not a whole lot, but I did plant in that. And so we'll see, you know, if this will feed those microbes, if it will produce more of what I need in there and do a better job. So I'm very curious to see how this stuff moves forward, and I'm very curious to see how my plants will grow. I was very close, about a week out or maybe two before I get a fruit to set. So I'm really getting, you know, anxious and curious, because I'm getting to that wintertime time to where nothing is going to grow in West Virginia, and you have to work super hard at it to keep the frost at bay and all that good stuff. I mean, you gotta look. These are those raindrops? Yeah, those are raindrops. Okay, or water drops, not raindrops. Anyways, so yeah, we're getting really close to that time to where you probably ain't gonna be able to grow anything at all. And I want to be the first one to have grown something, a pumpkin, in America in the wintertime. All right, guys. So hopefully we can keep it warm in here. Soil cables will do their job keeping it good and warm, and we can keep the air temp, you know, at 60 or above, and you know, keep the ground temp at 65 or above, and just work our butts off to accomplish something great. So anyways, we're going to see how these Prevegenics products works in here, but we're also going to see how Prevegenics products works inside. We're going to see how they work specifically on the giant sweet potato that we're trying to grow. We're going to see how it works specifically on the giant sunflower, giant tomato, and giant cucumber. Okay, those four for sure, and we will see how it works on other things as well. So we're going to go in there. We're going to add some things to our growers tub in there in the house, and then we're just going to keep a log of what we see from day to day. All right, guys. If we notice any good, if we notice any bad, you know, tomorrow I will come in here and I'll clear off all this stuff here. But I'm curious to see how it starts moving forward right here on these tips. Okay, how these tips. See how it's got that rise of the cobra. Call that the rise of the cobra. When a pumpkin plant has that rise to it, okay, when it's rising up on that vine's rising in the front, that is a good sign of a healthy and good plant. All right, now I want to see if we can continue with that after we've had a frost, and if these plants, and if it will get better. So anyhow, let's go inside and do our thing in there, and then we'll end this video. All right, guys, so we're going to start feeding our plants in here, and get a little bit of just a little touch of everything. All right, I'm just going to feed each plant just a touch of it. Okay, and everything that's in my little grow tote here. Giant sunflowers, giant tomatoes, some greens like kohlrabi. There's a pepper plant in here. There's a cabbage plant in here. Carrots are in here. There's a sweet potato in here. This has got just a little bit of everything in this tote. We're going to feed it all. Got this radish over here that is going nuts. I don't even know how in the world it's growing, because I cut it off, cut the tops off of it, and everything. It's still growing. Got some greens here, some Swiss chard. Got the sweet potato here.
I'm especially wanting to see how big that carrot grows.
Yeah.
What do you want to see grow the most?
I want to see it all grow.
What's your favorite one?
I don't really have a favorite. I like it all.
My favorite's the carrot.
Let me see. Put the rest of this over there. I'm gonna give the rest of this to this sweet potato. Man, this thing's going crazy over here. These are giant tomatoes over here as well, so I'm gonna give a little bit to them. I got a couple pepper plants over here growing still. Give some to them as well. Alright. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of this microbes plus. Alright. I'm just gonna put a little bit at each plant. Let it do its thing. And we'll get some more water. Water it in. Okay. A little bit of water. Water it in.
Man, the moon nasty stuff.
It'll go away. It's just because of the dirt. It's coming out of that dirt.
Makes no sense at all, though, how they got in the house.
They got in the dirt. They were in the dirt.
Before they were in the house, they were in the dirt.
Right. I brought the dirt
Hold on.
inside, and they've
Sorry.
now they're in the house because of the dirt.
Sorry.
So yeah, they're all over the dirt. They don't leave the dirt. They pretty much stay on the dirt.
Oh, how do you get rid of these?
Hmm?
So how do you get rid of them?
They die. They'll go in that little thing over there. Alright, y'all need to go.
Okay, let's go.
I'm almost finished. You can see some carrots coming up over here. Some of the other carrots I planted last week. Hopefully these other carrots come up soon. The giant ones that I planted.
I'm not dying. I'm hitting it. Okay, let's go. Come on.
I'm almost done. Go ahead.
I must have figured with you. Man, they're almost invisible to the naked eye until you get up close to them. Can I go up here and see? Really some carrots growing up?
There's some carrots growing.
I can't see them. They're
You
growing.
don't need to see them right now. You'll see them.
Come on, let's all go.
Come on, y'all. I'm almost done.
What is that red thing have to be now?
Alright, come on, y'all need to get out. That's trying to catch the gnats. Let's go. Out.
Yeah.
Everybody out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Kira, you got it.
Chop,
Go.
chop,
Go.
chop, chop, chop,
Yeah.
chop,
Come on.
I haven't seen them.
Well, you have seen them.
Mom, wanna watch
On.
some TV?
Kira, you go. Go. So I can finish my video. Come on. Let's go. I'll be right there. And then I'll be out there and we can play or whatever. Go on. Be right there.
Come on, we can watch TV here.
All right. Sorry about that. So anyhow, what did I put in here? I put in the nickel. I put in the liquid compost. I put in the cow mag. I put in the micronutrient. The micronutrients. I put in the L-amino acids. Okay, so that's all that I used today was L-amino acids, nickel, the liquid compost, the cow mag, and the Microgenics 0.75%. Then I also put the Mobile Microbes Plus in here. So we're going to see how my little garden starts doing this week. You know, if it starts to really crank up and take off or what. This tomato plant is so flimsy looking for some reason. I don't know why. Just ain't wanting to grow very good stock. Okay, so anyhow, we got that going on. Probably what I'm going to do is put me up another grow light. I got another grow light. I just need to hang it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this one down and then hang another one up high so that it's getting everything good. So I'm going to do that and then we'll end this video. Okay guys, so we're going to put this here other light to use. There's this one. Okay, here we go. Cable I'll need in just a second. Let me get this tied up and everything, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Here it is, just like the other one that's already. All right, guys. So here we are with our little setup here. We fed them all their Prevegenics for the day. I lowered this light down so that they would get short and stubby because they look like they're going to get leggy on me. I don't want them getting leggy, so I lowered this light down, you know, to right here, so that should help them. I mean, it's good 8 inches or so, maybe more. I got that one installed so that can start reaching for the sky, okay? I want him to start growing up tall, so hopefully that'll help with that. And, yeah, so eventually when all this stuff gets pretty good size, what I'll do is I'll lower it completely to the ground and grow it up. And then I don't know what I'm going to do from there. It's going to be hard to get it to grow, but we're going to figure it out. It's going to be a challenge to get that sunflower to grow tall, but we're up for the challenge. So anyhow, look back here real quick at what it looks like. I'm going to grow light there, grow light there, grow light there, grow light away up there. We got stuff in the incubator, trying to germinate some of that stuff before I mail them all out. So lots of things going on, So anyhow, let me see if it's not turned all the way up. I don't believe it is. Oh no, yeah, no, it wasn't turned all the way up. I knew it wasn't. Whew. Good night of living. It's turned all the way up now. My gracious. Like that one dude says on that movie, I can't think it was Johnny Knoxville movie. He goes, oh my Lanta. So we got her going on now. For sure, man. That's some bright stuff. Well, I bet the neighbors think we got all kinds of stuff around here growing. I hope not, but they probably do. Anyhow, we got all that done, so it looks good, looks good. Pretty pleased with it. We're going to keep a daily journal on everything, what I feed, the amounts I feed, all that, and we're just going to start tinkering with everything. Now, can't do it so much in here because everything's going to be getting fed pretty much the same in here, but we can do it to some extent, and kind of try to get it to work to some extent anyhow. So we'll do what we can in here. I know it's kind of a mess, but the rest of it we can start journalizing, out there. That thing there, that right there is crazy. That thing has come to life, and I don't understand how or why, and it's just odd, very, very odd that it would have done that. So definitely gonna let it grow to seed, because I think that'll be pretty neat, because it's just weird. You don't see stuff like that. Hopefully this lowering that light down will cause them tomato plants to get thicker stalks. You can see here, see how that laid over? That's because it's just getting leggy. That one over there laid over. These over here are laying over. And if I didn't have it propped up with those sticks right there, that sunflower right there would probably be laid over. So we don't want leggy stuff. We want it down on top of it and get it good and strong. And then we can start lifting them lights up off of them a good bit. I didn't know. I thought this light was pretty strong, but I didn't know how strong. I didn't want to get down there on the plants and burn them. At the same time, I didn't want them getting leggy either. So I should have done this a couple days ago when I noticed it and just hadn't done it. So anyhow, it's all done now. So let's get it growing. Let's see what it does. And I am thrilled to death to start this Prevegenics journey. So let's see what we can get done. Let's see what we can make happen. Hopefully we can get them pumpkins going, and we'll be successful with those as well. And hey, if not, we got spring and summertime. But let's try to do our best in competition this year to grow this stuff out. We get us a giant tomato out of here, get us a giant sunflower, a huge sweet potato, and a huge cucumber. If we can get those things, the rest of this stuff in here is just playing around. I'm just playing with it. So the rest of it can be taken out anytime I want it gone. Well, except for the carrots. I wanted to grow the giant carrots. Those giant carrots are over there, and they haven't even sprouted yet. There's a carrot that sprouted right there, tip of my finger. That's one of the new ones that I put in here that I had put out in the garden that they didn't sprout out there. Got them growing down here. So anyhow, the rest of this stuff though, it can be taken out at any time. It's not a big deal at all. So, all right, guys, let's get on with it. Just absolutely beautiful, 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 beautiful. I got through there. It's awesome. So awesome. We'll be posting 2 videos today. So deer are not out over here in this field, but there was some down in that field there. I mean, just look at that. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love the way this looks out here. I just wish it would really catch it. The beauty of it all. But anyways, guys, we'll end this video right here. So we appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow right here in the Holden Hills of West Virginia. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.